The final week of the regular season is finished as the playoff push on the hardwood is complete. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. And going into the final game of the season, Henrico still had, at the very least, an outside chance at the #1 seed. Spoiler alert, Varina has a top spot. But Henrico's opponent, Hermitage, could surely use a quality win to up their seeding as well. And the chance was there to upend the high-flying Warriors.
Final game of the regular season for the Henrico Warriors at Hermitage. Hermitage still a couple of games remaining, including the one against Henrico. Big opportunity to move up seeding-wise. Hermitage pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot. Early on in this one, though, it was all green and gold. Check out the passing underneath and finishing. This guy had a big game. The junior center, Isaiah Francis, doing a great job. And then Francis again, same looking play, count that, and one three-point play the old-fashioned way. Henrico would score the first 7 points of the ball game to have the lead. Watch this triple-teamed, unbelievable job by Hermitage's Tyler Wade. Henrico has answers, though, in transition. Francis might have gotten away with a charge there, but he puts that up and in. Heck of a first quarter for Francis and the green and gold. Hermitage not going away. The great equalizer. The money ball is good from outside. James Moore for three. Count that. You want more from the outside? Hermitage has that this time. Jonas Grant. Grant's that one to go. And the Panthers trailing 15-8. Could have been much worse for them, though, after one quarter play. Second quarter action. Warriors were kings of the paint. They were getting everything they wanted inside. Wherever Wingfield counts that one for two, he would have double digits. Hermitage coming right back again from outside. Money. Kayshawn Cords for three. Later, this three ball. Just call him Zoo. Wanzuli Bruce Jr. He connects from deep. Hermitage keeping within arm's distance of Henrico, but again, Warriors' answers were underneath the short elbow J. Kind of a lost art in basketball, not with this team. That's good for two from Jaime Ested. More second quarter highlights. James Wallace connects for two. We're still not done. Check out the ball movement. This a deep three. Got it to go. Jaime Ested. Huge night for him. 25 points on the evening to lead Henrico. Warriors up 28-21. Make that 31-21 at the half. Yeah, that three was just before the buzzer. Third quarter action. Henrico trying to pull away. Another three of his 25 for Ested. He was a monster in this one against the Panthers. Hermitage trying not to go away. That's a big man move inside if I've ever seen one. Oh, captain, my captain. Evan Castellanos connects for two. He's one of the leading scorers. But it was too much of this guy. Zayever Wingfield and Jaime Ested. More Warriors on the run. Finishing at the rack. Jeremiah Langley gets into the ledger with that too. And then Langley going to add to his repertoire and resume. He connects with the easy layup. All Henrico in the second half. More Warriors all the way to the rack. Count it. You haven't heard the last of James Wallace. 49-37 after three. Fourth quarter not going to get much closer for Hermitage. Panthers trying to cut this to 10. Three ball will do just that. Jonas Grant had a heck of an evening, but Henrico just too much in transition. Putting it down, that's good for 2 and 1 for Mr. Jaime Ested. And then check this out, top play nominee misses the three ball. Henrico in transition. Ested slam it down, big fella. Dunkle doodle dandy for Henrico. The Warriors go on to win their regular season finale. Dancing Grandma loves it. 74-59, you're fun.
Meanwhile, with 10 teams making the playoff field, Mills Godwin still had a chance on senior night to make the playoffs. The Eagles would have to beat arch rival Freeman, who had already clinched a spot in the postseason. And in this rivalry, anything can and usually does happen. But two Rebels in particular did everything in their power to make sure Freeman would not fall.
Senior night at Mills Godwin, where James Lesniak and company getting honored. They could sure use a victory over Caleb Kenny and company. Crowd pumped up, as they always are for this rivalry. It's Godwin, it's Freeman, it's 2020 part 2 of this rivalry. Early on, Douglas Freeman from outside getting it going. Seamus Moore Jr. No shame in that shot. He gets that free ball to roll. Godwin responds inside. Logan Rhodes less traveled for 2 and 1, but Omari DeVoe, this guy has deadly accuracy from beyond the arc from 3. He connects. He was one of the 2 Rebels that just were not going to let him fall on this night. The other, Caleb Kenny. Man amongst boys, connecting inside for 2. You want more Kenny? You got it. Inside, Caleb, still first half highlights, doing well to execute in the blocks. Godwin trying to stay in it. Tyler Newsome, the junior guard, connects from deep, but Omari DeVoe says, I'll do that and raise you one. He connects for 3 and brings back DeVoe and shoots and scores. More Rebels. Oh boy, here comes Kenny. Inside, good for 2, count it, and the foul. Caleb Kenny, 20 points on the night in this one. Omari DeVoe, deadly as well. Here he is again, top of the key. 3 ball, got it, nothing but nylon. Omari DeVoe, 16 points on the night. You want more DeVoe? You got it. In transition, nobody on him. That is almost automatic when he's on. He connects for 3 again of his 16. More Freeman Rebels. Well, you're going to guard me one-on-one? You can't do it, says Caleb Kenny. He connects for 2. Also playing a role defensively. Always good for a couple of blocks a game. There's one of them. And he would keep Godwin out of the paint and score in the paint himself. 30-16, almost doubling up. Godwin at the break. Second half. Now, Eagles trying to come back late. Jack Seidenberg had 9 points. He connects for 2 there. And then, in transition, Logan Rhodes connects. Godwin getting back into it. Getting this score underneath 10. But Rebels had answers to everything Godwin brought. This time on the offensive glass. Caleb Kenny, the putback, good for 2 and 1. 43-29, we go to the 4th. More Rebels. Kenny not only executes inside, he's got great handles. Takes care of the rock. Rebels not finished. They're getting very good here down the stretch. Gray Prophet for 2, and then DeVoe in transition. That bucket will go. All Rebels late. 59-45, your final.
While basketball heads into the postseason, we already have regionals in both indoor track and swimming. See who takes the top spots and who's heading on to states. That and more straight ahead.
Here's another 90-second history report.
When it comes to great American fighters, who do you think of? How about Susan B. Anthony? She was a fighter for her entire life.
All right, who's next?
At age 3, she began reading and writing. Later, when she wanted to learn long division, she was denied because she was a girl. As a result, her father started his own school with a woman teacher. At age 29, she connected with her first major issue, temperance. In the process, she met another anti-alcohol advocate, Elizabeth Cody Stanton.
Hello.
The two would combat causes together for the next 50 years. They even started a weekly magazine called The Revolution to promote their views. But their most famous cause was women's suffrage. Susan B. Anthony believed women deserve the right to vote. In 1870, when the 15th Amendment granted the vote to African Americans, she applauded the change, but argued women should be included too. Then she tested the system by trying to vote, a move that got her arrested. Efforts like these made her a regular guest of the jails and a frequent top story. Finally, in 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony died many years before her cause was won, but her inspiration lived on as a symbol for other women to advance and succeed. So here it is in a nutshell. She changed her school because of math. Slavery and injustice earned her wrath. Tried to vote, but went to jail. All because she wasn't male. She wrote the Revolution, changed the Constitution, and became an inspiration to generations.
That's Susan B. Anthony in 90 seconds.
Welcome back to SportsWire. Regional track we go, held at Henrico High School. This is Haley Darrington of Manchester in the long jump, finishing 5th place overall with a jump of 17 feet even. Macy Spivey of Varina. Not exactly thrilled with her jump here, 13 feet 11 inches, but her teammate Mia Shea finished 3rd place overall. Jada Foreman of Atlee would win the event. Guys, long jump, I should say. Nigel James, NJ from Hermitage, great running back. He did pretty well there. 18 feet, 6.5 inches. Glen Allen's Jaden Hope, 19 feet, 7 inches. That's good for 8th place overall. Nigel finished 13th. This is Camden Kirker of Deep Run. 6th place finish with a great jump here. 19 feet, 10 inches on the afternoon. Good for 6th place overall. Keandre Midget of Highland Springs would win the event. A whopping 21 feet, 9 inches. Let's go, girls. Pole vault. Meredith Hearn, seen here from Freeman, 8 feet 6 inches, good enough for 5th place overall. Her teammate, Kelly Mellenauer of Freeman, 10 feet 2 inches, good for 2nd. Meredith Bayham, 1st place for Glen Allen, 10 feet 6 inches for the Lady Jags. Let's go to the races, shall we? Enough field, let's go to the track. 55-meter hurdles. It's a photo finish between Devin Collier of Matoaka and Jada Foreman of Atlee. Matoaka. Devin Collier gets 1st place, just barely. Jada finishes in 2nd overall. Guys, 55-meter hurdles. This guy, Keandre Midget, just absolutely torched the event. 7.37 blistering seconds, breaks his own record he set the previous year. He finishes 1st. Jacoby Ward of Highland Springs finished 2nd. Okay, get rid of the hurdles. Ladies 55, Glen Allen. Jada Smith of Glen Allen gets a win, 7.20 seconds. Shanice Smith of Highland Springs in 2nd place with a time of 7.32 seconds. When it comes to the guys, 55 meters, it was all about Prince George and Javante Harding. Look at him in lane 4 in the yellow. He takes 1st place, won the event a year ago, does it again with a time of 6.30 blistering seconds. Darius Quovers was 2nd place from Prince George with 6.48. And Jaden Gums of Glen Allen pulls out a 3rd place finish. Girls 4x200 meter relay. This would be a race that would come down to LC Bird, Prince George, Atlee, Meadowbrook, and Hermitage. And you see them going around about midway through the race. Hermitage and Atlee looking good. Hermitage would finish this particular heat in 2nd place to Atlee, who finished 3rd overall. LC Bird, with a time of 1.4623, wins the event. And several Henrico athletes qualify, and they will move on to states. Meanwhile, let's head to the pool for some regional swimming. Might as well, right? We've had, like, no winner. Well, this is the boys 200 freestyle. Congratulations to Tucker's Chase Daniel with 1 minute 43.38 seconds. Girls 200 free. We stay above and we take a look at the stylings of Glen Allen's Josephine Fuller. She finishes in 1st place overall. Freeman's Lizzie Danforth in 2nd. Let's go to the girls 200 individual medley. This was a complete domination. Zoe Dixon of Godwin wins this particular race by over 5 seconds, which is an eternity in swimming. 1 minute 59.25 seconds. Madison Pierce of Glen Allen 2nd. Courtney Easley of Tucker would finish in 3rd. Boys 50 freestyle. Godwin going to get another big win. They were really good overall, guys and girls, in this one. Garrett McGovern, 1st place, 21.10 seconds. Nicholas Lee Bishop of Deep Run had a 2nd place finish in the event. How about the boys 100 butterfly? Dane Ripple of Freeman and his teammate Anderson Broughton, they brought it. 51.06 for Dane. He wins it over Broughton, 51.35. Girls 100 butterfly. Megan Pulley pulls her own weight for Deep Run, finishing 1st, 54.38 seconds. Madison Cottrell of Godwin, a strong 2nd at 55.25. Let's go poolside now. Boys 100 backstroke. Man, this will really keep you in shape if you're good at this. Jacob Oberly, Mills Godwin, the champion. Matt Duran and Anderson Broughton were tied for 2nd, 52.29, exactly tied for 2nd place finish. How about the boys 100 backstroke, or breaststroke, I should say. That goes to Aiden Duffy of Douglas Freeman. They won the regionals last year. He's pretty pumped winning this race this time around. And then the girls 100 breast as well. 100 breaststroke, Annabelle Young, Mills Godwin, gonna dominate. She's gonna win by 5 seconds. 1 minute, 3 seconds, and change. And with all of these events, they all get to stand up on the podium for first, second, and third place. Both guys and girls receiving medals. No, they don't put them right on them. They're in a nice little container for them to open later. But as it turns out, the awards, Garrett McGovern of Godwin, Nicholas Lee Bishop, Alex Gentz of the 53, you saw the Girls Free Awards, and Godwin, your 5B girls champ. They get the hardware right there. Freeman is your Region 5B boys swimming champions. Congratulations as both Godwin and Freeman move on to face off in states.
We head back to the hardwood when we return as the Lady Eagles look to make their mark versus Freeman. Plus, it's a relatively new basketball league making a major impact at the middle school level. Two teams take to the court and show us what's right and what works with the Unified Basketball League. I'll explain next.
Hey!
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to SportsWire. Let's go up tempo. The Lady Eagles continued their winning ways after traveling to Hermitage and knocking off the Panthers 48-35. Avery Aldridge put up 14 points in the win, and with the victory, Godwin clinches the 5 seed in the upcoming playoffs. 4 other Henrico teams made the bracket, including top seed Highland Springs, number 3 Glen Allen, 7 seed Henrico, and 10 seed Deep Run. Meanwhile, in guys hoops, Glen Allen finished their regular season with a squeaker of a victory, 53-52 over Hanover. The Jaguars were led by Ethan Lewis, who poured in 18 points on the night. Glen Allen enters the postseason as the number 5 seed and joins number 1 Varina, number 2 Henrico, 6-seeded Freeman, number 8 Hermitage, number 9 Highland Springs, and 10 seed Deep Run in the guys bracket. That's 7 Henrico teams in the playoffs. Wrestling regionals took center stage at Matoaka over the weekend, with Atlee winning Class 5 Region B. Several Henrico teams fared very well as well. Tucker took second place overall and won in weight classes 160 and 170. Henrico took home first place at 106, and Deep Run's Bo Kite won weight class 220. All of the above head on to states. To college hoops now, where former Varina star Tyrese Jenkins is making headlines for his play at Norfolk State. Jenkins tallied 15 points for the Spartans, all in the second half, in an 80-60 win over Coppin State. The win puts Norfolk State in first place in the MEAC. And sticking with Varina, the Blue Devils recently hired their next head football coach. Former defensive coordinator Marcus Lewis takes the reins.
All-Metro, Player of the Year, All-State. He's been on our staff for a long time. He's in our Wall of Fame. So we got the right guy. And there were some quality candidates, but we got the right guy. And he's got this position because he earned it.
It means a lot. I'm very excited. Honestly, I just been holding my emotions in, been thinking about the season, thinking about the kids that's coming back, just thinking about a lot of things, honestly. I'm one of these guys that like to be prepared as much as possible. So I've been trying to get all my ducks in order, trying to reach out to different coaches. Hey, if I get a job, I want you to come do this. I want my kids to have the best coaching around. So I want people around that represent what I represent. And that's just hard work, loving what we do, and just being there for our kids. I'm not a loud person. That's the only difference, to be honest with you. You see Stu Brown, he's always loud. I'm not that. When I'm loud, the kids know they really messed up. After I told them 2 or 3 times, like, look, then I got to get a little loud for them. But I would say that would be one of the difference. I'm going to keep doing what we've been doing as far as making our players or preparing them to be mentally tough, ready for every situation as possible.
Back to the hardwood now. Senior Thea Clark, senior night for her. And boy, did she have a big night against Douglas Freeman. Early action. Actually, this one pretty close. Freeman looking for a big victory. Their last game of the year. Grace Moore, she's just going to get better. Only a freshman. She connects for 2. But it was the Thea Clark show for Mills Godwin. Scores down low. Thea Clark was on fire. 22 points in this one. Here she comes again. She's really good at getting to the rack and awesome distributing the basketball with assists. She connects for 2 more. Mills Godwin, a lock to make it into the playoffs. We'll see how far they go. Katie Honecker connects for 2. More Godwin. We switch sides second half. Thea Clark, don't let her shoot. She's got range. Well, misses that one completely. But her teammate's there to pick it up. Avery Aldridge. She's been a leading scorer for Godwin throughout the season. Big ups to her, 23-17. Yeah, that was the score going into the fourth. Defensive battle in this one. Freeman would make some big buckets. That one's good for 2. Number 33 connecting. Later, Godwin looking for answers up and in. Yeah, count that one for Sydney Blackwell, who does well. She was the second leading scorer for Mills Godwin. Later up 7. I said Freeman made some big shots. The bank is open for 3. And they would score late in this one, down 7, going to cut it to 4. But Godwin was too good at the charity stripe, the free throw line. They put that one away, 41-28.
They call it the Unified Basketball League, a program only a few years in the making. It's transformed gymnasiums across Henrico County middle schools into raucous arenas filled to the brim with fans, all watching students with a variety of talents take to the court and make their mark. Championed by the Special Olympics of Virginia, the hope is these games surpass the final score and continue into the community.
Tuckahoe Middle School and Quioccasin have come together to play a game of hoops.
Let's go, get out there, let's do it.
But there's much more to this game than just putting the ball in the basket.
Unified basketball is pretty unique because our goal is to have those with and without intellectual disabilities playing with each other on the same team.
It's a league where inclusion beats the heck out of division.
The Basketball League was I guess a brainchild of Special Olympics Virginia staff members and the school system around Richmond, mainly Henrico County.
Tuckahoe and Quioccasin were 2 of the first schools to start the league, and the signs and sounds of success can be seen throughout the game. Because when kids of varying abilities play together on the court, they're more likely to hang out off of it.
So those individuals with intellectual disabilities who may or may not have had friends before now have friends. They now have people eating lunch with. They now have people they're high-fiving with in the hallway. And the abilities of these individuals are seen, not the disabilities.
Adrian Hamilton with the moves on our court.
Yeah, hold it for like 3 seconds.
And on this day, each team got a little extra training in, which goes a long way when it comes to being physically fit.
How much water do you need to drink during the day? How do you stretch properly? How many fruits and vegetables do you want to get in your diet?
We had our performance stations today where we asked the athletes to pledge to healthy living. So some of them pledged to drink more water, to eat more vegetables, more fruits, go to bed earlier, things like that, so they understand that sports is not just sports, but you have to stay healthy and you have to stretch and you have to do these things in order to make sure that you're playing at your highest capacity when it comes to sports.
And the games are not only fun, they're competitive.
We did blow the whistle when we saw double dribbling. There was blowing the whistle when there was traveling. So we're not just going to allow the athletes or the partners to just play and kind of do what they want. We want them to learn what the rules are of the game so that later on when their friends are playing outside on the basketball court during recess or PE time, they can go out there and they can compete on a typical level of any other athlete.
All a part of being inclusive and standing the test of time.
Once the regular season comes to a close, the top 2 teams will play for the championship. That game is on April 3rd at Deep Run High School. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us, and you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see you next time on Sportswire.
If you want to see more videos like these, subscribe to our YouTube channel.